Hey, I wanted to do a follow-up video to the Easy Corridor Key First Impressions video I did a few days ago. I'm showing this process of using the program basically in real time, so you watch me just open the program and drop in my example video. This is purpose shot video to stress test this program just to see what I can get away with doing with it, but it's a very short video clip, only 735 frames in all, and even at that, I was not able to use the Matting HR profile because it would error out on me, and I would have to close the program and reopen it to clear the VRAM. I think there's once where I could just reprocess it in a different profile and it worked, but yeah. I misspoke in my previous video. I said it was a 5060. It's actually an RTX 5060 Ti, so this is not a low-end video card by any stretch, but the Achilles heel is the 8 gigabytes of VRAM. I will say that I love how intuitive this program is. Like if you just hover over something, it'll pop up an explanation saying what it is. But generally speaking, it's kind of self-explanatory. It gives you a workflow moving from top to bottom. And if you want to know what anything does, you just hover over it and it explains it. Very intuitive, simple, easy to understand. And Corridor has a really good tutorial on using it that goes into a bit more depth than what I'm doing here. But I want to digress for a minute and say that in my previous video, I touched on how I normally do my compositing. And I have an entire video explaining my process, but basically what I was saying that I normally do is I don't use a chroma key plugin at all in most of my green screen work. What I do is I take a positive of the green channel and overlay a negative of the red channel and a negative of the blue channel on top of the green channel. So it's basically a modern digital equivalent of the old film-based blue screen process, and it's extremely efficient. It's just using basic arithmetic to generate the mask, and it works very quickly. We could have partial transparency, and yeah, it's just a very efficient way to work. So I just wanted to give that an explanation. There's a link here as well. But I'm going to skip ahead just because this is a very time-consuming process. Now we are just about done here. At this point, it took a minute to extract the frames and 33 minutes to process the video. And you see me holding an oblong floodlight lens, just foreshadowing what you're about to see. So that's done processing. I'm going to go into the processed folder and go all the way to the bottom. A lot of programs you can just drag in a single still frame and it'll automatically load the rest. Vegas doesn't do that. Maybe there isn't, I just haven't figured out how to do it, but I go to the last frame, I click on it, hold shift and click on the first frame. And as soon as that pops up here, we'll just drag it into our timeline. And I just had a generic checkerboard pattern in the background, but I'll show some actual video that I shot as the background. I'll get to that right now. And we are seeing the Easy Corridor Key composite, and I'm walking on frame. I'm holding my lens there. Anti-static bag, doesn't quite know what to do with the green spill. My hair is kind of a mess. Didn't look like that in real life, but I noticed that there aren't matte lines around my body this time, and it handled that green eraser on the pencil pretty well. You might want to pause it and look at that in slow-mo. But let's do this again using my regular method of channel blend. So we don't have as much detail retained in that lens, and it just flat out fails with that clear plastic bag. And motion blur doesn't handle so well. My hair, it's handled a lot better, and we can see the eraser on that pencil is just the wrong color, but it didn't key it. So yeah, thank you for watching. Questions are welcome.